Well, another intriguing day of Test cricket at the Oval. On day four at Stumps, England have gone at 77 for no loss, and they still need 291 runs to win on the final day. India need those 10 wickets. All results possible, right? An Indian victory, an England victory, a draw, a tie. Who knows how it's going to unfold? But one thing for sure, it's been a dogfight at the Oval for these 4 days. India were bowled out for 191, lifted by Shardul Thakur's 57. Then India bowled well, got rid of that England top order pretty early, but then again there was some lower order resilience from Chris Wokes later down. But then Ollie Pope making a comeback in the test team scored 81, and then with the bat, KL Rahul, Rohit Sharma got 100, his first overseas test match 100. Chiteshwar Pujara getting runs, Virat Kohli among the runs again 44, and then that brilliant lower order partnership between Rishabh Pant and Shardul Thakur. They added 100 runs for the seventh wicket before the tail wagged again. Just with Bumrah and Umesh Yadav getting very useful runs, invaluable 20s that they got, helped India to 466 all out, setting a stiff target for England. At stumps, of course, there's 77 for no loss. Hasib Hamid, who got out for a duck in the first innings, is batting on 43. Roddy Burns batting on 31. It's it's been a fascinating day of cricket. Of course, the pitch is still pretty good to bat on. There are no real demons on this pitch. You're used to seeing day five pitches doing a lot, reacting a lot, foot marks, but didn't see a lot of it. However, Ravindra Jadeja, did not look very dangerous to start off with, but then he's getting the ball to do something. He's making the ball talk. 293 is what England need on the final day, and for a final day again, that's a tall ask. But England have all 10 wickets intact, and like I said, this pitch is doing all right. This pitch is still got a lot of runs, and this is a good start. This is a pretty good start for England, batting at they're 77 for no loss. This is as good a start as it gets. Of course, all the Indian bowlers had a bowl there. Umesh Yadav bowling 6 overs. Ravindra Jadeja, obviously, you would have expected him to bowl the maximum overs today. 13. Siraj bowled 6. Jasprit Bumrah bowled 7. The sun was out all day. It was pretty sunny. It was pretty bright. Not sure how much of a role Shardul Thakur will have to play in these conditions. But again, if there is some overcast, if there is some cloud cover tomorrow, if there is some swing, you'll expect Shardul Thakur to really exploit it. Again, it's like I said, all four results are possible. Anything can happen on the final day. And final day pressure, by the way, don't forget that. The team chasing a steep total always is under pressure. However, you have to also got to remember that England's batting has significantly improved throughout the series. They were banking on Joe Root for the majority of the series so far, but the openers have got off to another good start after Headingley. They have got runs here in the second innings. There is David Malan, who's looked in good form. Ollie Pope's inclusion in the team has also bolstered that batting lineup, and of course Chris Wokes, which means low down the order, that batting lineup has really strengthened. So this is going to be really fascinating. This, as they've never chased down some a total as steep as this, a target as steep as this. In fact, England are chasing 368 to win this Test match. They still need 293. There's still a long way to go, but they have all their 10 wickets intact. We'll have to wait and watch how this unfolds. It was what was also interesting to watch was the Indians were pretty comfortable against the Pacers, and this Nasir Hussain made this point when Rishabh Pant and Shardul Thakur were going strong. Nasir Hussain made this point on commentary and wondered why Joe Root wasn't deploying himself. Joe Root is a pretty handy off spinner. Moeen Ali is a handy off spinner. Of course, he was tonked for some runs in this game, in this second innings, but he did get the wicket of Virat Kohli. And the ball was old, it was soft, and the Pacers didn't really do much. Ollie Robinson and James Anderson, they looked weary, they looked tired, but Joe Root kept going back to them and made them bowl pretty long spells in that second session. But when Joe Root came on, he immediately got some success. He got rid of Shardul Thakur. He was dismissed much the same way like Virat Kohli, trying to drive and caught at first slip. And Rishabh Pant, soon after scoring his half century, tried to come down the track to Moeen Ali and ended up returning a catch to the bowler. So the off spinners there, of course, got something out of this pitch. There are rough marks, like I said, towards the fag end of the day, towards the subsequently when Ravindra Jadeja started hitting a few of those marks, he did get the ball to balloon up. He did get some turn. He did get some bounce, and he will be quite an important factor tomorrow. Of course, our Ashwin not playing, how much of that will cost India dearly? That's something we'll have to watch. That's exactly what Shogata Chaudhary is saying. Going to a few of those comments, not picking Ashwin in the side will hurt us badly. Well, again, you'd really hope it doesn't happen. You'd expect Ravindra Jadeja to play his part as a pretty good spinner, as a quality spinner. A lot of you are talking about Ashwin. Difficult to win. Saikat Sanyal is saying as well as draw by India as the pitch looks good as the day progresses. Saikat, this is exactly what I was talking about. All four results are possible. Indian victory, English victory, draw, tie. But you have to remember that this is still 293 needed on the final day. Yes, it does not look impossible because of the pitch. The pitch has been true. The pitch is still true and promises to be so on day five. But there is something that Jadeja is extracting out of the pitch. How much can he do that, and how for how long is what will define uh, the result of this test match, of course. Hemant RSVH is saying, I think India might win if India picks 2 wickets in the first session. Yes, they need early wickets for sure. That first hour is always going to be crucial, as it has been all through this series. Somebody, one of you pointed out Rahane's form. Yes, Ajinkya Rahane, well, he would be under pressure. In fact, on a pitch where most Sanjay 14, I think he's talking about Ajinkya Rahane's form, on a pitch where most batsmen made merry. You saw Rohit Sharma, KL Rahul fail in the first innings. They got runs in the second. Virat Kohli got runs in both innings. Shardul Thakur got 50 in each innings, and Rishabh Pant, who was struggling, put his head down and got that 50. Pujara has, of course, he's really pulled his socks up. He's not doing his reputation any harm. But Ajinkya Rahane, that's something he'll be really worried about, and that's something that the Indian team management will be beginning to get a little worried about. You don't know what really could be the mantra for the fifth test match. Will Ajinkya Rahane finally be benched, and will they look to play someone else? Malika Pradhan, Ashwin को चाहिए था इस कंडीशन में जी बिल्कुल अश्विन could have been, who knows, he could have had that sort of impact. And when you don't have the world, you're not playing the world's best test spinner. There will always questions be asked. So the Virat Kohli is going to really want to see Ravindra Jadeja make those breakthroughs, and of course he'd rely on the pacers. What can they do with the old ball on this pitch? You saw there was some, like I said, for the spinners there was something when Moeen Ali and Joe Root were bowling. Well, there was no prodigious turn, as you see in pitches which has been baking under the sun for a while. It was bright and sunny all day, but the pitch hasn't deteriorated that badly. It is nothing is still pretty true. Still a pretty good pitch to bat on. Well, then that's that. Then of weather. Well, Shakti Dharan is talking about the weather, cloud cover. Well, again, a lot of factors depend on whether a bat bowler uh, extricate, can extract swing from conditions. It's a lot to do with the surface. It's a lot to do with the overhead conditions. The pitch so far has been really flat, and it continues to be so. Well, and if it's overcast, certainly that could help. That could help the likes of Shardul Thakur, Mohammad Siraj, but we'll have to wait and watch. Sarajan Bhatt is talking about England making a spicy match out of it, but India should win. Well, as Indian supporters, we definitely expect them to hope that India are going 2-1 up tomorrow. But it is not going to be easy. It is not going to be easy. But then again, India's pacers have done well, and India's bowlers, by the way, have also pulled off remarkable victories on flat surfaces. They've done that in India as well, by the way, when most people would have thought it was impossible to get 7, 8, 10 wickets on a day. Indian bowlers have done that, and this is a very, very good pace attack. And Ravindra Jadeja, of course, has the experience of bowling to teams under pressure on the final day. Well, then that's that for now. England are 77 for no loss, chasing a massive total. They need 291 runs on the final day. of 90 overs. And again, time is not going to be a factor tomorrow, no matter how long it takes. 90 overs will be bowled on the final day. Right. Thank you so much for joining me on Sports Today. Please do subscribe to the channel. Keep supporting us. Have a good evening. I'll join you tomorrow once again before the start of the final day of this penultimate test match of the 5-match series between England and India. Thank you.